Alrighty. So, what do we have? We have Ron Paul kicking ass and taking names is what we have. Ron Paul wins in Maine. And he didn't just win, he swept it. 21 out of 21 delegates. 100%. Let's see. What? Ron Paul just won Nevada. 22 out of 25. Ron Paul wins Iowa. Let's see. What do we get for mainstream media coverage? Let's take a look here. CBS. See the BS? A very short little thing. What do we got here? 3 paragraphs, basically. Sean Spicer, spokesperson for the Republican National Committee, told Hot Sheet that Paul's victory is not going to be a problem because the Nevada Republican Party's rules state that most delegates are bound to Romney since he won the statewide caucuses. Bullshit. Let's see. Yahoo News. They crack me up. Anyway, Yahoo. There's another couple of paragraphs. You know, it's not news. No big deal. He just won. Right? Just freaking swept Maine and picked up the grand majority in Nevada. But this isn't news. Let's see here. A couple of paragraphs again. Well, actually, no. This is quite a few paragraphs. But basically, it ends with the Paul supporters have been successful. Wait a minute. The Paul supporters have had a successful process and should be congratulated on that, said Carson, who's another shill for the Republicans. Let's see. A veteran of numerous state conventions. I think it's important that the Romney camp and Paul camp come together and support a single candidate, Carson said, adding that candidate should be Romney. Never going to happen. I mean, people. It's like they just the mainstream media is gonna be so surprised or shocked or whatever they're gonna use when Ron Paul does not support Romney, and when none of the delegates and none of the people that are supporting Ron Paul are gonna support Romney. It's as simple as that. I'll never vote for Romney. You'll never vote for Romney. But they try to make it sound like, we need to get behind Romney, and this thing's over anyway. It's not even halfway over. Take a look at any delegate map. Look at all the white states or all the states that are left undecided. It's the majority of states that are left undecided. This thing is not even halfway over. Well, okay, it's about halfway over. But when it comes to choosing all the delegates and so forth, we've got a long way to go in that process. Missouri hasn't even finished. They got another, I think, in 4 weeks they decide. And they've got a fight on their hands in Missouri. They got a fight on their hands all over. California and Texas are going to be 2 places. Ron Paul ought to get on a bus, not on a small plane, not on a jet plane, not on a private anything plane, a well-padded bus that drives slowly and carefully from California to Texas. And on the way, campaign stops all over the place in California and in Arizona and New Mexico and Texas. And then turn around and go back. Austin and Houston and all these different places in Texas. Those are 2 big states, California and Texas, that will be huge for Ron Paul. Again, Ron Paul's delegate strategy is working. Are you working? What can you do? Well, you could post information all over the internet because certainly the mainstream media isn't covering the fact that Ron Paul just picked up 100% of the delegates in Maine. You could get on the phone bank. You could call people up and say, in states that still haven't had their primaries and caucuses. Because like I said, they're trying to make it sound like this thing's over. So there's nothing for you to do, right? Just wait it out till the convention or something. That's ridiculous. So go and, make a phone call. Call your coordinator in your state and say, hey, I want to go to work for Ron Paul. What can I do? Because now is the time to put the pedal to the metal, like I said. Even if we had to run third party, we still got to push hard now. We still got to make the donations now. Because the better and stronger he shows up now, the better the third party thing would be, right? But I'm still saying we're not there yet. We are not anywhere near there yet. The third party thing probably isn't going to be necessary if we would just get more people going to work and more people showing up and more people donating $5. And like I said, call 5 people and tell those 5 people to donate $5 and then tell those 5 people to call 5 people and so on. Get the geometric progression going. Very simple. But these wins are huge, guys. Like, they're going to try and make it sound like, it ain't no dang Ron Paul just won the majority of in Nevada and Maine. And, I look at, do a Google search, right? Ron Paul wins Nevada and Maine. Or what did I do for a Google search? I did a Google search, and I don't usually use Google, but I use Google to see what the hell's going on in the lame stream. Ron Paul wins Maine and Nevada is what I put in my search engine. And let's see here. I got an article from Christian Science Monitor, Atlanta Journal Constitution. That's a blog. That's not even the main paper. CBS News 7 hours ago. Daily Paul forums. The Yahoo one that I just read. Let's see. Another CBS one. And then after that, it's all alternative topics and websites I don't even recognize. Oh, wait. Here's Washington Post down here. Showed up on the front page. Infowars. Yeah, let's go to page 2. How about ABC? How about Fox News? How about here's whatreallyhappened.com? How about MSNBC? How about CNN? Nope, no articles from those guys show up in the first 2 pages. Alaska Dispatch. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go to page 3. Maybe CNN or MSNBC or something will show up. But no, they're not going to show up if they don't show up in the first 2 pages, because those guys always get the top spots in a search engine if they write any freaking thing, right? Because whatever they say is so important. Let's see. So that when you do a search, you have the illusion of choice. But let's see it. Nope, I'm on page 5 already. I don't see anything from anybody else except for some forums here, and the Daily Paul, and RonPaulRevolution.com. Let's see. Press Herald. Let's see here. More blogs. Okay. The guy wins Maine and Nevada, and it doesn't make the news. Clue for you. Get out there. Get it on your Facebook page, Reddit, I don't know. Whatever you use for tweet it. Whatever you use for social media. Get it out there, because the mainstream media isn't getting it out there. And I know a lot of you guys, I don't want to get political on my Facebook page. I don't want to get political on my... Whatever it is. Get political. If you're a Ron Paul supporter, the least you can freaking do is put a post up. Not even, just one. Just maybe put one up that says, hey, Ron Paul's doing better than they're telling you, or something like that. Or maybe, post a link or whatever. As you can see, I always put lots and lots of links below, right? And you can look at my other videos. Don't even need to watch the videos. Just go there and look at the links that are below the videos. Some of you may still want to become delegates, because, like I said, we got quite a few states where this delegate process has not played out. Some of you may want to get on the phone. Like I said, phone banking. Not for me. I'm not a phone banking kind of guy. But maybe you're a phone banker. You can donate $5. You can, there's lots and lots of stuff you can do. Sit down and think, what can you do? You can go door to door for Ron Paul. You can pass out campaign literature. You can just stand on the side of the dang road with your Ron Paul sign with a few friends. Anything. Just let people know this Ron Paul guy is still in the race, because the mainstream media is trying to marginalize him and say that he's not, he's not even in the race. And I saw comments on my last thing. It's like, oh, don't talk about the mainstream media. They suck. But like it or not, this is what wins the election still, right? They're still trying to pick candidates for you. And the candidates that they're trying to pick now, it's Romney and Obama, who are exactly the same. Now, look at all just wild support Ron Paul has for ending the TSA, that he has for ending the drug war, that he has for ending the wars overseas and bringing the troops home. And the troops would like to come home, by the way. Look at all the different things that are going on in the Fed, and arguments over monetary policy and sound monetary policy. FCC, where does Ron Paul stand on that? Just name it. Whatever the topic is, he's on the side of the people, and he has the majority of support. And, there's all this, we can see great stuff on Facebook about how Obama has kept all the policies that the Democrats said they hated under Bush, and actually expanded quite a few of them. And somehow the Magic Negro is still more magical and better than George Bush, even though his policies are the same. Bradley Manning, right? Whistleblowers, protection for whistleblowers. What does Ron Paul have to say about that? Yes, they need to be, protected. No war with Iran. How about, instead of mutually assured destruction, how about mutual respect between nations and trade, right? And that's supposed to be an isolationist position. Trade is an isolationist position. What a ridiculous argument that is. Just name it. We've got, I mean, no matter what position you look at, Ron Paul is wildly popular. Peace and liberty are popular. Getting rid of the NDAA, rolling back the Food and Drug Administration, the DEA attacking pot clinics, changing marijuana to schedule, on the schedule to be, recognized as a useful plant. Hemp, right? There are farmers on the northern border of the United States that can literally look across the border and see hemp plants growing. Oh, and I meant to bring a bag of hemp seeds so you can see that, right? It's Manitoba hemp seeds, right? They come from Canada. They come from Canada because it can't grow in the United States, right? This is a very profitable plant, and they're ridiculously priced. It's crazy how much money you have to pay for a pound of the most one of the most beneficial and abundant plants on the planet, right? The thing, I mean, like, if you put a hemp seed down, it will grow, pretty much, and then you'll see how much fiber and leaves and seeds and and every bit of that plant is useful. So I mean, hemp. That's just one. Those two things, the drug war and hemp, that gets huge amounts of people for Ron Paul. Rolling back the government intervention in your life, again, huge amounts of getting rid of the TSA, right? Which is I already talked about, but I mean that's definitely getting them out of your pocket. Under Obama and Romney, you will have more TSA. You'll have them at sporting events. You'll have them at checkpoints on the highways. You'll have them at freaking toll booths. You'll have them on buses. They're already rolling out pilot programs for that. They'll be in trains, planes, and automobiles. Everywhere they can control your movement and your travel, they will. Getting rid of the IRS, right, which sounds crazy, but getting rid of the IRS is not crazy. The IRS doesn't even have any legitimate authority inside the United States anyway, and if you do a little research, you'd find that that's not some wild, crazy conspiracy theory story. The truth is in plain sight. Look at any piece of paper you've gotten from the IRS. Does it say United States IRS? Does United States IRS even sound right to you? Right? Does it say Department of the Treasury IRS? Does it say United States Department of the Treasury IRS? Or does it just say Department of the Treasury IRS on any letter you get? Take a look in Title 31. Where are they listed? Take a look at, I mean, just go out there and do a little research on the IRS. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they're bringing Paul in, because more and more people have figured out that scam, and the liability is huge. So rather than having to deal with the suits and liability that you would get, I think just getting rid of the IRS is probably the faster, easier solution. Think about that. I mean, it just goes on and on. Auditing the Fed, getting rid of the Fed, get sound monetary policy, being able to use, alternative forms of currency that are legitimate, like gold and silver, or other bank notes that are not just Federal Reserve notes that can be redeemed for something. It just goes on and on. Ron Paul, go down the issue list. Whatever issue that comes down on, and this is the thing. When it comes down to gay marriage, Ron Paul says you want to contract. People trying to say that he's gonna try and keep you from getting birth control. Well, that's just full of nonsense. The guy was a gynecologist. He's the only guy running for president that was a doctor, which is supposed to be a respected profession, but due to big pharma, that's they've taken the medical profession down with them because they say the most ridiculous things, like mercury is safe now. But anyway, that doctor who was a gynecologist, who was well respected, did all kinds of charity work. I mean, the list is long on that one. And then he was also a veteran. The only veteran and the only doctor. So what? You're going to tell me that he doesn't have any idea how the medicine works in the United States, and he hasn't seen firsthand in the trenches what a messed up situation we have. We need competition in medicine. We don't need affordable insurance. We need affordable health care. And the way we get that is through competition, through the open market, so that you are able to seek different kind of treatments, and you're able to pay cash for your treatments and so forth. And doctors can charge. Anyway, we need competition, and that's exactly what we don't have right now. And who's the first guy that has first-hand knowledge? Ron Paul. Veteran? Ron Paul. Right? Who's the guy that wants to, who's pro-peace? Ron Paul. And then they try to say, like, peace is dangerous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, get out there and vote for Ron Paul. Do whatever you can. There's plenty of work to be done. Don't believe this nonsense that, these wins in Nevada and Maine and Iowa and all over the place are just, Louisiana and Washington and Alaska, that these are just, minor details and that Romney's the presumptive candidate and that, we need to wait for third party. No, get out there and go to work. There's plenty of stuff you can do. So go out and do it. Now we need to work harder. You see, it's working. So you need to go to work too. All right, Ron Paul, 2012.